Hi, this is Phil from Cerberus Customs, and I've got some questions for people who collect 7-inch figures. Basically, I'm trying to get my customs to be as cool and desirable as possible since I'm planning to start trying to sell some sometime soon, and I wanted to get some input on what people look for when they're buying one. For articulation, do you like the statue legs that Mezco's been putting out lately, where just from the waist down it's a solid piece, or do you prefer having knee joints and leg joints and all those extra parts? Also, do you prefer having hinge joints versus ball joints, or vice versa, or any other kind of joint? Also, articulation location on the figure. Do you prefer them to have, especially with heads, do you prefer the ball joint to be at the bottom of the neck, or would you prefer it to be up in the skull? As far as detail goes, do you like having all the pockets and seams and rips and tears on clothing, or is that not as important to you? Do you like having real clothing, like some of the stuff that Mike Echo's done lately, or do you prefer having just the sculpted clothing as normal? Do you like real hair versus sculpted hair? I know a lot of people, with their 7 inches, they do the sculpted and leave the real hair for the 6 scale, but I want to see what people feel about that. For paints, I know Mezco back in the day used to have different variants of paint styles. They had the clean, the semi-bloody, and the very, very bloody. Which version of that do you prefer, or is there a better median to all of that? Do you prefer blood on some parts of the figure and not others? Would you prefer it just on the hands, or just splatter on the clothing, or do you want it all over covered in buckets of blood? Same thing with dirt. Do you like a little bit of dirt on the hands or the fingernails or on the pants or whatever, or do you want them totally dirty, or do you want them clean like they just took a shower? For other little paint details, do you look and see? I've noticed some figures actually have little eyelashes painted on and others don't. Is that important? What about, lip color? Should that just be flesh tone, or should it actually be a different color? Fingernails. Should fingernails be painted on? Should they be extra dirty? Should they just be part of the normal color of the rest of the figure? And let me know. Accessories. Weapons. What do you look for? How many different weapons do you like having with the figure? Does it have to be something the figure actually used in the movie, or would you prefer to have a figure that had just some wacky accessory that went well with them? Do you like stands and different stuff like that? How big of a stand? Just a flat base on the bottom, or do you want something that goes up and has other details going on around the figure? Props, other additional props. I know some of the Jasons came with tombstones, hearts, and things like that. Leatherface had an ear collection, one of the figures. Do you like stuff like that? Is that worth having? Should that just be part of the display base if I do something like that? Also, with weapons especially, do you prefer them to be made out of metal or clay or plastic? What's the preference on that one? And basically anything else you guys can think of that I may have missed and looking for input on this, please let me know. Please comment below on the YouTube video and let me know what you look for in a 7-inch figure. Because like I said, I'm trying to get these figures to be as cool as possible. I have a long way to go, and the more input I have, the cooler I can make them, and the more desirable I can make them to more people. So please let me know. Please comment below, and thank you.